All right, here we go. Day 10 and 11. So yesterday I wasn't able to record. I got back-to-back swamped in calls and didn't have a chance to check everything, but I did do some actions yesterday. And guess what? Today we have our official first book call in the books. I'm talking to somebody next Tuesday to close them. So officially within 11 business days, we have our first book call with a potential client worth up to 15K for us because that's our mastermind price. But lowest is 1997, so about $2,000 in 10 business days, give or take. So here we go. I'm gonna jump in. I'm actually sending out an email quickly to Justin Shaw here. So Justin was one of our qualified leads. I was doing some kind of just manual checking for fun. Noticed that I couldn't reach out to him, so what I did is I went into his Linktree and his YouTube, and I found his YouTube. And what's cool, if you guys didn't know this, but on YouTube, a lot of people in their more sections, they have their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And I went in and I found his Instagram. He has 16K followers on Instagram, so he's definitely like an Instagram power user. Probably spending money in ads on Instagram for his 90-day growth engine program, right? And then what I'm going to do to find his email, I just had to sign in to YouTube, so I'm on a different browser. So I went on my main browser, pulled him up right here, and then I got his email, team, there we go, his business. So and then I'm going to send him an email, right? Just try to add you on Facebook. We're going to do this. Makes it a dream and controlled all from one spot. You open to AGV / collab / partnership. Our tech works extremely well for roofers like our client, commercial roofer Cody Klein. And we'll say maybe you know him. Let me know if it's a bad idea to keep talking. Okay, so we're gonna send that out, and yeah, that's an email. I'm still gonna follow up with Ginger. So here, since we can't send a friend request, what I'm gonna do, he's actually in our pipeline as not qualified, so we're gonna go lead in. So he was disappeared from the pipeline, and then he is in one of my other pipelines. So what I'm gonna do here is move him to invite to call sent in that pipeline and just make sure he's good to go. Actually, he was in that pipeline, yeah, so we're good there. We're just gonna refresh. That is on my other account. By the way, team, you might have been wondering why Alicia's name here. So she's one of my appointment setters. She runs my main Facebook account when I get a response. So in that sense, this is technically her account as well. I'm just building it up for her, and then she'll take over and run it. So that way we know it's her account, and I have a couple other appointment setters on the team, and they're not getting confused, etc. So yeah, we have Mike here who booked a call with us. So here we go. You guys get to see this live. I was going back and forth with Mike from yesterday, and if we go here, right, so this was Friday. We went ahead, we said, crazy busy today thing, sounds good. He responded right away. It looks like you're in Toronto, so he definitely took a look at my profile. That's where I grew up. Go Jays, go! So the Blue Jays, the baseball team, were playing. They lost, unfortunately. So I came back. They were in the World Series for baseball, and I said, sad, right? Oh man, rough weekend. This was on Monday. Were you watching? P.S. What part of Toronto? I'm in the West End. So I just mentioned kind of report. And by the way, is your agency built off of Go High Level? So I went into his account quickly, right? Took a look. So he's a marketing agency, advertising agency. I went into Reboot Digital. You can go check it out. I clicked a couple things, right? Went into their site, checked it out, saw that it was like an AI agent. I didn't even need to come in here. But usually, like most of these agencies, not most, but a lot of agencies that are doing really well right now are built off of Go High Level and as a white label. So I just assumed, and it shows expertise, right? So then he's telling me he's from that city originally, and yeah, it is. And then he's mainly doing AI and SMS automations for about the past 18 months, and he goes, tell me about FlowChat. Somebody says that's perfect opportunity. We're not going to sell in the DMs, we're not going to pitch, we're not going to say like, oh yeah, this is what we do, this is what we do, this is what we do kind of thing. We're just going to shoot for the call, right? So, oh, I'm originally from this town, right? My wife, I kind of build more rapport, make it funny, make a little joke, and then, dude, that's awesome. We need to hop on a Zoom, so I'm actually pushing it, right? And show each other our tech. We don't touch SMS, but we need to integrate with Go High Level. We find SMS from socials, and we actually find emails as well from like accounts, like I was just showing you, right, on YouTube. So that could be a sweet potential partnership. You have a Cal link, or should I send mine? I knew what I was doing here, right? So instead of putting mine in, which most people would do, I'm asking him, should you just send yours or send mine? And then look, all right, he's reporting still. Let's chat Monday, Tuesday next week. If you got a calendar link, send it over. So people are so primed, they'll ask for the calendar link. Boom. Okay, 2 p.m. Tuesday. See you then. All right, call booked. Now we got a template in there that's just like nice. Pumped to chat on Tuesday. Have a great week. And chat then. And talk then. So now we've booked the call, right? And our next follow-up is going to be on Tuesday to just make sure that he shows up to the call and we can follow up there. So we have one book call with Ginger. I'm going to follow up, right? We're going to just double check our email, make sure she didn't reply. Ginger here. Okay, sounds good. Right, we know her CTO's name is Dawn now because she mentioned that. So I can actually put that in my notes. Oops, I'm going a little bit too quick, but just to show you, right? I sent to my CTO Dawn. Okay, perfect, right? No, she never told me her CTO's name either before that, right? So here in my CRM, or not my CRM, but in FlowChat, where we can have like kind of notes, I'll say her CTO's name is Dawn. Now, even if my appointment setters see that, or another team member comes in, is onboarded, takes over, they now have like that record, and we can push that into our CRM as notes as well, which is really cool. So here I'll just say happy Wednesday, Ginger. I have my sales call with Tommy coming up here in a couple minutes. I'll wrap this up. Happy Wednesday, Ginger. Hope your week is going well so far. So we're doing that because we've already built rapport, we've already sent the link, like it's more about just building the call. I wouldn't say that at the start of like, hope your week's going well, because generally that's like, their guard is up if they hear that, if we haven't built rapport yet and had a conversation. What did Dawn think about FlowChat? And we'll just leave it really easy, simple like that. And then here, if we go down, so we actually had, just to show you guys before we go, we had Richard, who's in the transition question sent. I was gonna invite to call, right? But I mentioned I wouldn't do that. So I said, is it a bad idea to revisit? It's like, not a bad idea, but not at the right moment. Sounds good, Richard. Appreciate you not wasting each other's time. I'll reach back out in 30 days or so to see if it's better to revisit them. Sound like a plan? So now he's asking for like follow-up, right? So we can do like long-term follow-up. This isn't really super long-term, so I'm just gonna keep him in this stage, and we're gonna do plus 1 month. You just hit that button. Now he has that follow-up set up in there. Boom, we're done. Dash in, right? I'm not interested. Interested in what? So people are primed, right? Even if we have our approach that works a lot of the time, back and forth, people are still primed whenever a question comes in. Like maybe this was the one that triggered him, and I would edit this as we go if I noticed I was getting this response a lot or no response at that point, and that's the whole point of having our tracking right in place, so we can see what's going on and see our stats. So if I go into our custom reporting as well, we can get a better idea of our KPIs or percentages, right? I know on the front end, I've been running into a little bit of restrictions because I don't have enough mutual friends right now. So I just need to find more people with mutual friends. I went into another group and imported more leads. So I have 171 more leads here, just running them through the qualification. And then at that point, I'll be able to add more people. So right now, that's probably my biggest bottleneck. As you see, my goal is to add 20. This is more because I need to find more people with mutual friends, not that I can't add that many. So today I've only done 2. I'm going to keep doing more. Been really caught up with calls and doing some tech work on the other side. So what's really cool is we're checking more stuff. Friend request pulled, and then if we go into our custom KPI pipeline, go into account number 2, Alicia. Right, so we have a 50% booking rate. So out of 2 booking links sent, we booked 1 call. Link sending rate is 100%. Let's just make sure this is good. Message received to booking link sent. So we're just making sure that from the message received, and I've invited to call through an email, right? So we didn't get a message there. That's why you'll see that number here. From here to here, every person we're talking to, we're sending a link. So that means we're talking to the right people. If it wasn't high enough, then that means you're talking to the wrong people. Our friend request is still hovering at 15%, so I'm still trying to get that up. Once again, mutual friends is going to help in that sense. And then we have our response rate, which is 50% so far. So out of the initial messages, 50% have responded. I'm going to keep sending out some more, and we're going to see what's going on that side, and that's for the past November. So if I do last 14 days, just to show you, I'll have kind of better stats here. So 16% acceptance rate, 37% response rate, 43% link sending rate, and then a 33% booking rate. So for every 3 links that I'm sending, I'm going to book 1 so far. And then we have our call booked, right? And once I close that, then we'll have our closing ratio and our sales cycle. So if I close that on Tuesday, then our sales cycle is going to be under 15, 16 business days, give or take, I think. Something like that. But definitely under 21, which is our average, like kind of ballpark, like I mentioned. So we're on track for that. The numbers are looking good. Like this is coming up a little bit. Response rate, we were on between 30 and 45%, so we're hovering there, which is really good. And then booking rate, we want between 20 and 40%. So we're hovering in all the right spots, all the right things. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So this is day 10 and day 11 because of what I was able to do in the past couple of days and what you've seen. You've seen a booking, you've seen somebody say no, which is totally okay, right? I had a couple no's, a couple yeses. That's the idea. No thanks, have a good one, right? Oh, okay. Did you think I was pitching you or something? So here, like, we can kind of play around, and with the people who say no, it's not necessarily a done deal, right? We can still have our questions go through. We can still play around with it and do things like that. Oh, I sent another link here with Christian, right? This was another one that happened yesterday or Friday when I didn't have a chance to record, and then Monday I would have recorded it. So yeah, let's do it. Grab a time. Here, let me know. Were you able to find a time? I'll fill April in on our combo. So right here, booking link sent, booking link follow up, right? So now we followed up with them. Let's see. There's a couple other tricks I'll share with you guys, but for today I gotta jump. It's 4 p.m. Have my next call. That is our booking links being sent. Book calls, as you see. We have our pipeline that's doing extremely well so far on a brand new account, and we're gonna continue and keep going to that 10K per month in income for the business off one profile. That's how we do it. See you guys tomorrow.